Everything I've seen about this hotel kind of makes it look like Holiday Inn. They got a promotion in like a fancy building. I genuinely think the in Chicago has got to be one of the most overrated hotels in the city. By global standards, really, Chicago does not have an S-tier hotel. Hotel is probably the best hotel in the city right now. In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single 5-star hotel in Chicago with one crazy twist. Over the next few months, I'm actually gonna go ahead and stay at all of them. That's right, guys. I am checking in to every single hotel on this list. And at the end of the series, I'm going to re-rank the entire tier list and compare my predictions to how my stays actually went. So for those of you that don't know me, here's some background information. I'm a luxury travel advisor and Chicago is my home city. That's how I have all the time to be doing this. I've been going to these hotels regularly and I've stayed at around 4 out of the 13 hotels on this list. I either go in them for dinner, drinks, or honestly, sometimes I just like to work in the lobby with like a matcha or coffee in hand just to look around and see the ambiance. I love hotels. Hotels are like my passion. The reason I even got into travel advising is because of hotels. I literally watch hotel room tour videos 24/7. But enough about me. Let's talk about the rules. First of all, let's talk about the list. This list started as what Google Maps rates 5 stars in Chicago. Then I made 2 important corrections. I cut Hotel 55 and I added the Viceroy, which for some reason Google lists as a 4-star. Everything else in this list are pretty much Google's picks at this time. So if you have a problem with something being here, just honestly take it up with them, not me. And another thing about price here. Price cannot necessarily help a hotel on this list, but it can absolutely hurt one. Nobody's gonna climb a tier for being cheap, but if you're charging top of the market rates and not delivering top of the market quality, I'm 100% docking huge points against that. Number 2, I am going to be paying for everything myself. The room costs alone are gonna run me about $10,000 for this challenge that I'm going to be doing. There's not going to be any comps. I'm not going to be accepting any comps. I'm not going to be accepting any invites from the hotels. And I hope to God I'm still going to be niche enough that the hotels will not know I'm going to be reviewing them, because it's just going to be me, maybe a couple of buddies of mine, and my phone. I'm not going to have like a professional camera setup like Ryan Walker. Next, I will be booking the cheapest, smartest way possible. And a lot of the time, that means I'm going to be booking it through myself. So you're going to see how working with a travel agent really works in this series. Number 4, I'm going to be mainly booking the base category rooms or maybe a couple categories up if I feel like it. It's not going to be like top suites or even the $3,000 suites, because most people aren't really staying in those in Chicago. They're booking the base level rooms. If they upgrade me at check-in, that's 100% fair game, and I will be trying to slide them 20s, 50s, sometimes even $100 to try and see, does an upgrade work here? And lastly, I already book real clients into these hotels. So before this is content, this is going to be my research. If my tier list gets destroyed over the next few months, I want to know that even more than you guys do, because that's the real experiment here. And the real experiment here is how close can deep research be to actually being on the ground. Let's start at the bottom. D tier is going to be in no particular order because in my opinion, all of these hotels need help equally. The Gwen. I've never stayed here, but everything I've seen online about this hotel makes it look outdated as hell. Prove me wrong, Gwen, because I have to sleep here soon and I am not looking forward to it. Next, the Ritz-Carlton Chicago. I know the name sounds fancy, but the hotel is not. It's really just outdated and it's been coasting on the logo for years, but everyone knows Ritz-Carltons, especially in America, have been outdated, so nothing crazy. Next is the JW Marriott. Everything I've seen about this hotel kind of makes it look like Holiday Inn. They got a promotion in like a fancy building. It looks fancy on the outside, but the interior is nothing. It's just a business hotel wearing a 5-star costume. I did go into it one time to grab an umbrella during a rainstorm. They just gave me an umbrella without even checking my room number, nothing. So I love hotels that do that, but an umbrella does not make you a 5-star hotel, unfortunately. This one's gonna get some hate for sure, but Trump Tower. I genuinely just don't like the hotel. Before the hate comments start rolling in here, I genuinely don't care about politics. I care about hotels, and this hotel, if I can keep it a buck with you guys, it's old. I've stayed here once and I genuinely am not looking forward to doing it again. It needs a hard renovation, like from top to bottom, the restaurants, the bar, especially the rooms. You're paying $600 to $700 per night for a room that feels stuck like it was built in like 2000. And before somebody says, but it has awards, guys, most 5-star hotels have awards. Those awards are usually paid for. Capella Bangkok should not be the #1 hotel of the year, but it is. So
I mean, it's alright, like.
Now C tier. These are finally going to be places where I'm not going to dread the stay. These are actually going to be real hotels, but I wouldn't call them 5-star experiences. The first one is going to be Sofitel. Again, I've never stayed here, so it's my lowest confidence pick on the whole list. But from everything I've seen, it just looks like a classic business hotel that has like a 5-star label on Google Maps. Is it nice? Yeah, probably it's going to be nice, but luxury, well, we are going to have to find out about that one. Next, again, gonna get some hate, but the Peninsula. I genuinely think the Peninsula in Chicago has got to be one of the most overrated hotels in the city. I said it, but let me explain. Unlike some of the picks on this list, or actually most of the picks on this list, I've actually stayed here firsthand. The standard rooms are genuinely really outdated. Like, yeah, they do have iPads, but putting an iPad in an old room doesn't make it a new room. And when I stayed here, the vents were actually quite noisy at night, and the showers were pretty small. And the breakfast was not that good. Like, I had eggs Benedict with salmon on it. It was like really fishy salmon. Now, the top suites in the Peninsula are completely different. It's a totally different story here. It's been the best suite in the building, and it might even be the best suite in the city. But most people are not booking a $10,000 or $20,000 a night suite. They're just not. They're booking the standard room, and the standard room at the Peninsula should not have the reputation that it does. And I don't know why this bothers me as much as it does, but a huge pet peeve of mine is when hotels advertise brands in the lobby. Like, some hotels do it right, but here in the Peninsula, it just feels so tacky. I'm not gonna go ahead and buy a watch because I saw it in a hotel lobby. Like, I'm paying $800 a night because I don't want to see ads. And this brings me up to another thing that I absolutely don't like about this hotel is the price. These hotel rooms are going for $800 a night. It's on the top end of Chicago pricing. The rate is just a scam. You're not getting what you're paying for here. It's been 2 years since I've stayed there, so maybe they did fix some of the stuff that I'm talking about. Next, the Waldorf Astoria. So again, I've stayed here firsthand. The rooms are definitely pretty dated. The restaurant is actually okay. I've been there a couple times. And again, nothing about this hotel is necessarily bad, but nothing about it is top of the market either. But the problem is it charges like it's top of the market. In C tier it goes. Now it's time for B tier. These are hotels that I think are good, but they're not the best. Let's start with my personal wild card, Nobu. The restaurant's already great, and if you want to be in the West Loop, I think that this is the place to stay. The rooms already look very modern in every photo that I've seen, but why am I not ranking this higher? Because I feel like that there's a catch to this property. Hotels that look this good in photos usually have a catch. Maybe it's gonna be cheap in person. Maybe dinner is incredible, yet everything else will disappoint. Maybe the service is gonna make this place fall apart. I don't know what the catch is just yet, but when I stay there, I'm definitely gonna find it. Viceroy. Modern rooms, and the food was really good when I went, and I do love the all-day breakfast that they have. The rooftop pool in the summer is also one of my favorite spots in the city, so again, solid B tier, but we'll see when I go ahead and in person. And lastly, the Park Hyatt, which sits at the top of B tier. The rooms just got renovated and they look really good. My one issue, and you just need to understand how much this bothers me, is that the bar and the restaurant just smells like chlorine. I don't know why, but there's nothing worse than eating like a nice dinner that you're paying like $200 for like 3 things, and my nose thinks like I'm in a swim meet. I was there post renovation and it was still lingering there, but who knows, maybe they fixed it.
It was perfect.
A tier. Now we're talking about real luxury, and I have 2 main picks here. Starting off strong with the Four Seasons Chicago, but I need to talk about one important thing about the Four Seasons Chicago. You know the big renovation that everybody praises about this place? That was the lobby, the restaurant, the event spaces, and the suites. The standard rooms are from an older refresh, and I've toured these rooms in person. They're clean, well kept, but they're not new. And remember the rules, guys. I'm reviewing the rooms that real people book, not the suites that they renovated. So why am I putting the Four Seasons at A tier even with their older rooms? It's the level of service here. Four Seasons service is the best in the business, and I'm betting on the fact that it will carry this hotel when I stay here. Also, during the week, this is the place to be, so that's also counting for something as well. If you're looking for a lively atmosphere to be at during the week and make some connections, this is a really good place to hang out at. And finally, in A tier, the St. Regis. I'm putting the St. Regis at the absolute top of A tier. And this one kind of hurts because I really want it to be an S tier. I actually really love this hotel. To me, this is like that hot girl that you really want to fall in love with, but she might not be the one for you once you get to know her. This is the newest luxury build in the city, and the food and beverage are probably the best of any hotel on this list. Not only that, but this is the place to see and be seen in right now in Chicago. So why isn't it in S tier? There's 2 things here. One, and this is just my personal opinion, I think that the rooms are gonna age pretty badly here. It's already been open for a couple years now, and I can kind of see it starting. And two, I've already heard from multiple people that the service doesn't live up to their expectations or the promise, specifically the butler service and the concierge. That's secondhand, but I'm gonna be honest, I've heard it from enough clients now that I can justify putting it A tier on my tier list now, even though I've never stayed here. But I will do a service test when I do stay here. If the service delivers, then the hotel can take the crown.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
And lastly, the creme of the creme, S tier. Let me be honest with you guys though about S tier. By global standards, really, Chicago does not have an S tier hotel. There is no Amman, New York. There isn't no Bulgari, Tokyo. There isn't no Cheval Blanc, Paris. But this one hotel is probably the best hotel in the city right now. I stayed here. This is not really a prediction. This is confirmed. The rooms are really, really good. The food is pretty good. The spa facilities are pretty good. Is it perfect? No. The spa gets crowded, the pool gets crowded, things get crowded here. Also, they do have a club level, you know, so even if you book the base room, you're not getting access to the entire hotel. And I feel like some other things about this property do nickel and dime me. When I did stay here, I asked for a charger and they charged me $15 at the reception. But everything else is executed pretty well for Chicago standards, honestly. So I think personally that the Langham is the best hotel in Chicago right now. And again, when I re-rank the entire list at the end of the series, we'll see if it's gonna still be up there or not. But I personally fully expect it to still be sitting right here in S tier with or without the St. Regis right next to it. So that's it. 13 hotels, 13 stays, and $10,000 of my own money. And now, starting with the review I'm dreading the most.